Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to see that a lot of people are back watching my videos. It does me good. I've got people that are commenting. A lot of people think I went away. I didn't go away. I was still doing videos. I just screwed up my settings. So I had videos that I was posting that weren't public. They're all public now. Got a few people coming to Super Ego. We chopped it up. A couple guys hit me up in my emails. We chopped it up. It was very heart-lifting. It was very, very heart-lifting. So I want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for your attention. Thank everybody for your consistency with me, for your belief in me. I want to thank you. Because again, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I came to the company, all I saw was negative stuff until I told y'all I ran into that channel with Alfredo Hammer Down Manning. He was the first time that I found somebody to say anything positive about the company. He was the first time I found anybody to say anything real about the company. And after I did his channel, I changed my search results. And I found a few guys that were on there saying, yeah, they were making money, they were doing good, whatever. But until that happened, it was all negativity. It was all the BS. And, as the saying goes, you hear the BS enough, you begin to believe it. Human nature, the way it is. I had a couple guys yesterday tell me the exact same thing. Yo, bro, I was glad that I ran across your channel. I wanted to give the company a chance, but I didn't see anything positive about the company until I saw your videos. And your videos, they made sense. So, but here again, I'm gonna tell you, like I told him, like I've been saying in pretty much all my videos, I'm not a promoter for Super Ego. I'm not trying to force anybody to come to Super Ego. I'm not even telling anybody to come to Super Ego. All I'm doing is putting out real, straight up and down, honest information about Super Ego, so that people are able to make an informed decision on their own. In fact, what I say more often than anything else in my videos is this is not for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm trying to offend anybody, like I'm trying to knock anybody down, like I'm trying to say that I'm better than anybody else. Some people are made to dance ballet. I can barely do a two-step. Some things are not for everybody. That's just the way it is. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, if it's not for you, it's not for you. My only thing is, if you decide to try it and it doesn't work for you, you decide to go public with it, be honest about what you're going public with. Be honest. People like me who know what's going on gonna know you lying anyway. So just be honest. Me personally, I've never been perfect at every endeavor I've done. I've had endeavors go bad for various reasons. Me personally, I've never felt the need to go public on the internet badmouth anybody or to blame anybody. If the shit didn't work, the shit didn't work. It is what it is. Move on. Find something else. I was always taught to keep your dirty laundry in the backyard. You don't air out your dirty laundry. If you can't be responsible enough to be accountable for your own decisions, that speaks to the kind of person that you are. It doesn't affect anybody else. But they can see the kind of person you are. So, anyway, getting back to brass tacks, I'm doing this video. It just happened that I had a situation come up that I talk about a lot. So I'm going to go into detail about this situation, the reality of this situation. And this situation is the hours. You got all these videos talking about, oh, Super Ego made me run extra hours. Super Ego made me do this. Super Ego made me do that. Super Ego, Super Ego, Super Ego. And I keep telling everybody, Super Ego don't make you do a damn thing. You work for yourself. So what happened with me with my situation, I had a delivery in San Diego. You guys know I actually live in San Diego. Recently I told you I was home in DC. DC is where I was born and raised. My mama, my family, all of them are back in DC. So DC is my hometown. But there goes where I live. That's where my wife, my children, my grandchildren are. There you go. So anyway, I talked to you guys when I was in Nevada picking up my load for San Diego. I just delivered my load in San Diego. I told my dispatcher, I don't want to get another load out until Wednesday. I want to spend a day with my family. My dispatcher says, cool, if that's what you really want to do. He goes, however, you get a load on Wednesday, it's going to be hard to get a Friday delivery unless it's a short run. And I know you want to run at least $8,000 in a gross. So to do that, you're going to have to pick up a load on Tuesday, and then what you do with your time is what you do with your time. All right, fair enough. What you got? I got a load, 1,700 miles, 7,000 pounds for $4,600. Well, you guys already know. My minimum is $2 a mile. $500 a day. So 1,700 miles at $2 a mile, that's $3,400. This load is paying $4,600. Am I getting my minimum $2 a mile? Hell yeah. And then some. And then some. And then on top of that, the load is only 7,000 pounds. On my rate card it says apparel, clothes. So I ain't hardly burning no gas. Diesel, fuel. That combustible liquid that makes my truck go. I I ain't hardly burning none of that to run this load to make $4,600. And delivery's Friday, which means I still got time to do another $3,000, $4,000 run. Now how that works out for me, I did a $1,000 run from Nevada down to San Diego. About to do a $4,600 run from San Diego out to Memphis, Tennessee. That's $5,600. Pretty much anything I get out of Tennessee is gonna put me at $8,000 for the week. The way my math works. So I told him, I said, well, tell him I'll pick it up Wednesday morning. He says if you pick it up Wednesday morning, they're not gonna let you take it. They want the load booked today. They want you to pick it up on Tuesday. He says, but again, once you pick it up, what you do is what you do. So I said, all right, hell with it. I'll pick it up Tuesday and I'll deliver it on Friday. But just so you know, I'm going back home to spend time with my family. So I'm very upfront about my stuff. I'm not trying to be sneaky or behind the back with anybody. I'm being very upfront about my stuff. So here's the predicament that it puts me in. If I pick it up and I run it like I'm supposed to, it's a little over 1,700 miles. 1,700 miles is about 28 hours. Okay? I've got today, which is Tuesday. I got tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I got the next day, which is Thursday. Running a regular clock, 11 hours of drive time each day gives me 33 hours. And I'm there Thursday night to deliver my load Friday morning. Right? Do I need any extra time? Do I gotta call that red phone and be like, yo bro, hook me up? No, I don't. Not at all. I don't. However, like I told my dispatcher, I want more time with my family. Any over-the-road trucker would. So that's not a bad thing. Any over-the-road trucker, if they have a chance to go home after being on the road 1 week, 5 weeks, 5 months, they got a chance to go home. They got a chance to see their wife, their husband, their kids, their grandkids. Hell, put their feet up and light a fucking grill and have a cold beer. They gonna want to do it. No matter how nice you make your truck, eventually the time's gonna come that you just want to put your feet up in your own backyard. And I ain't trying to it just is what it is. It's the nature of the business. That's why so many people complain about not being able to go home when they work for certain companies. That's why some companies, if you live on the East Coast, they run you on the West Coast. If you live on the West Coast, they run you on the East Coast to eliminate that opportunity that you're going to take the time to stop at your house. That's just the way it is. So, the first thing is, now I got a new word for you guys. Instead of saying the details, you got to qualify the load. The first thing is, I qualified the load. Can I run this load in a timely manner and deliver? The answer is yes. Can I make money on the load? 1,700 miles, 7,000 pounds, $4,600? Yes. Is the delivery time a reasonable amount of time? Like it's not 1,700 miles delivered in 2 weeks. No. So it's a good run. Do I want the load? Do I take the option to accept the load? Yes. Now, could I have turned it down and insisted I get a load on Wednesday? Of course. But if I turn it down, who's the idiot? So I took it. Okay. Now, with taking the load, I already told my dispatcher, he already know, and I'm already telling him. I plan on going back home and spending time with my family today. So, if I go back home and I spend time with my family, am I going to have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to run the load? No. But whose fault is that? Is that the company's fault? Is that my dispatcher's fault? Is that the broker's fault? No. Now, I do plan on being on the road very, very, very early tomorrow morning. So being that I plan on being on the road very early tomorrow morning, I'm saying like 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, also by going home, I add 4 hours to my trip. So now it's 32 hours instead of 28 hours. Again, my choice. So I get on the road. I drive 11 hours. Actually 12 hours. Because you got a fuel stop, you got a 30-minute break. So 5 o'clock in the morning, by the time I finish my shift, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I do my 10. That's 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, I run another 12. That's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I do a 10. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. My delivery's at 7. That gives me 6 hours. So 2 11s is 22, and a 6 is 28. 4 hours short. So if I want to make my delivery on time, what do I got to do? I got to run 16-hour days. Or I got to take one day and just run it all the way down to a one-day shift. Right? Is that the company's fault? Is the company making me do this? No. Does the company even know what my schedule and my plans are? No. It's my decision. And this is what a lot of these yahoos are not telling you when they get on here and they say, oh man, this company had to run, they made me run extra hours. I mean, if you're just honest about it, it's understandable. Like I said, we over the road. We live in our trucks. So if somebody says, hey man, I know I was supposed to be on the road, but I had a chance to go home and sleep in my own bed. I had a chance to make me something to eat from my own kitchen. No fast food. I had a chance to get my hot shower and enjoy my hot shower and not be at Love's or Pilot or TA or Petro or Iowa 80 or Joplin 44 or, you know, wherever it is that you normally take a shower. And anybody would understand that. Why? Because everybody out there on the road, no matter how dedicated, how balls to the wall, how pedal to the metal of a driver they are, especially if they OTR, they understand that ability to get out of your truck, even if it's just for one night, to enjoy the luxuries of your home for one night. They understand. It's understandable. They would do it too. And if in doing that, you put yourself in a position where you got to figure out how to drive a couple extra hours, they would tell you it's worth it. They would tell you they would do the same thing. Especially the drivers out here that got little kids and stuff like that. They can go home and spend time with their son, their daughter, maybe go to a ball game, take them to a movie, go to freaking Chuck E. Cheese and get some pizza. See their kids running around happy. To do that, I gotta drive a couple extra hours one day? Come on, man. Anybody would do it. Even if your company wasn't one of those that would like disconnect the damn ELD and go do it. And if you got somebody out there that's telling you, oh, I would never do that, that's not worth it, that's a very unhappy motherfucker, and that's somebody you definitely shouldn't be listening to. Or he's lying his ass off. And again, definitely somebody you shouldn't be listening to. So, Super Ego sold me a job. I took the job. And taking the job, I have plenty of time to deliver my load. Plenty. I can drive that like I ain't got, it's Sunday driving like I ain't got nothing better to do. I got plenty of time to deliver my load. But I'm choosing to go home. Just like any and everybody else would, was honest. I'm choosing to go home. And because I'm choosing to go home, by going home, I no longer have enough regular hours to run the load and get there on time. Am I being irresponsible? Yeah. But with my irresponsibility, I'm making an informed decision. And I'm taking responsibility for my decision. And you are not going to see me on some video, oh man, I had this load to Memphis, and Super Ego made me. This was my decision. I'm man enough to make my decision. I'm man enough to be responsible for my decision, and I'm man enough to do what I have to do to comply with my decision. guys understand what I'm saying? So yeah, on this run, I got to figure it out. I got to make it do what it do. I got to make it happen. I can't even blame it on my wife. My wife is saying, baby, you're going to LA to pick up this load and you come back down to San Diego. That's a lot of extra driving. Why don't you just go? Because I know you want to see me. I know you want to spend time with me. Just like I want to spend time with you. That's why. Well, why don't I drive up to LA when I get off work? Because when you get off work, there's going to be traffic all over the place. If I can get here and pick this load up early, I can get back down there with no traffic. See what I'm saying? But when you make decisions, like that, you have to be able to be responsible for your decisions. You have to be able to be accountable for your decisions. And you can't run around life blaming somebody else for your decisions. They were your damn decisions. First off, it was your decision to take the load. Now, me, myself, I'm a hustler by nature. I'm a hustler by nature. In fact, I've been told that my entire life. Since I was 7 years old. I'm a hustler by nature. So being honest with you, if my dispatcher hit me up and he says, John, I got this load, you got to pick up Tuesday, it's got to be in Tennessee Thursday, and they're going to pay you $5,000 to run less than 2,000 miles. Book it. Book it. See, here's the way I look at it. $5,000, they take 25%. That leaves me $3,750. 7,000 pounds, I'm about to spend $1,000 in fuel. So I can do $1,000 miles to the tank. To 3/4 tank. I can do 1,000 miles easy. So I'm about to spend $1,000 in fuel. That leaves me $2,750. My truck payment, $1,250. So I still got $1,500 in that load. Truck payment made, bill is paid, done. So you're telling me I can make $1,500 in 2 days with everything paid? I'll run the hell out that motherfucker. And I don't care what I got to do to get it there. If my truck payment was already made, you're going to tell me I'm going to make $2,750 in 2 days of driving? Who else would take that run? Raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? So I'm about to make that on a 3-day run while taking a day off with my family. I got to do what I got to do to get it there. But it's my choice. Now, if I wanted to be like some of the other people, 1,700 miles for 2 days? Well, if I run a regular shift, the most I can get is 700 miles a day because the truck does 70 miles an hour. That's that's only 1,400 miles. I got to turn down damn near $3,000 take home because I can't run 1,700 miles in 2 days. Or fuck up your load. You get there a day, 2 days late because you stayed too long, and now you're in trouble. You try to avoid the BS, so you quit. I didn't get on the YouTube. They made me run extra hours, and I didn't want to run them. Come on, people. The first problem with they made me, you qualified the load, or you were supposed to. When you qualified the load, you knew how long it was going to take you to get to where you had to go, or you should have. So when you said yes or no to the load, you should have known why you were saying yes or no. You should have. And then if you said yes to the load, that means that you felt that you could run that load in time and there was enough money in that load. Whatever else happened after that, that's on you. That is 100% on you. Children blame somebody else. Adults gotta be responsible. Gotta pay bills. You gotta teach your kids how to do right. How are you gonna teach your kids how to do right if you can't do right your damn self? Anyway, I wanted to point that out because there's all this yap about, oh, well, they, you know, every company does it, so I don't know what they get from that, but no, Super Ego's not going to make me do what I got to do to get the load. I'm making me do what I got to do to get the load. Because when I qualified the load, I had plenty of time to deliver it. And because I work for myself, they can't tell me, well, John, you know you should get on the road right now. I get on the road when I want to get on the road. If I decide to deliver the load late, I know the load's got to be there Friday, I decide to deliver it Saturday. Hopefully they receive me. If they don't, then I got to deal with the consequences of that and wait till I get another appointment. But in the end, it'd be whose decision? Exactly. Mine. So that's what these guys don't tell you when they get up there all proud and, you know, they made me. They ain't making the shit. First off, you didn't properly qualify your load. Or maybe you did. Whichever it was, you accepted the job. And then once you accepted the job, you clearly made bad decisions. Decisions that you don't want to admit, decisions that you don't want to be accountable for, decisions that you are embarrassed or afraid to admit you made. So now you point the finger at somebody else. Well, everybody else blames the company. I want to blame the company. Come on. Anyway, that's enough of that. I didn't want to make this video to lecture anybody or anything like that. I just wanted to throw it out there. This is an ideal situation where, you know, my decision, I may have to run a few extra hours. This is why I may have to run a few extra hours. It is my decision. It is my choice. If you don't want to make those choices, you get a load like this, don't go home and see your family. Get on the road. You got plenty of time to run and deliver. Alright. Alright, well, like I said, I'm on my way to LA to my pickup. And then headed back down to Dago. You guys be safe out there. Make some money. And enjoy your life, man. Just let go of all that negative crap. What's more, let go of everybody else's negative crap. Listening to somebody else's negativity ain't gonna make your life better one way or the other. Let go of all that negative crap. Let go of that desire to be a part of the negativity, to be a part of the negative bandwagon. Just find a way to be happy. Enjoy your life. All right. Until next time.